390 Wagon Master here. Today I want to show you guys a radio that I have in my collection. I've actually owned this for around 8 or 10 years. I got this from a good friend, Mr. Mongoose, 425 Mongoose from the northwest corner. This was in his dad's motorhome, and I hinted that I would be interested in this radio, and I eventually acquired it. This is a Uniden President Grant. Back then, I wasn't really much into President Mobiles, and I was just kind of getting into them, and as far as collecting goes, and I couldn't find the President version, so I did get the Uniden Grant version. It has the PC 409 AC chassis in it, which is a good chassis. This has a 1969 final in it, so pretty rugged little unit. I'll go over the front panel here first, and we have volume control, squelch, mode, AM upper lower sideband, mic gain, RF gain, and clarifier. Over here in the switches we have the modulation SRF switch. Modulation does not work in single sideband, it's just an AM deal. And we have noise blanker on off, bright and dim, and channel 9. So over here we have the S meter, which is not stuck in this. I worked on that years ago and freed that up. And at the same time, when I acquired the radio, it had a burned out lamp, so I replaced it with a white LED, which I think looks much better, quite honestly. And so the bright dim only really controls the channel readout. Okay. As far as LEDs up here goes, we have the channel 9 and then the transmit and receive light, and of course it's green in receive and red in transmit, and then the rotary switch for the channel indicator. We'll take a look at the rear. So on the rear panel here, of course, we have the FCC identification tag, because this is a street legal rig. It was produced in Taiwan, Republic of China, antenna, PA speakers, external speaker output, and then of course the all famous Uniden 3-pin plug. And this has a somewhat low number. It is 520 33000 520, and yeah, pretty clean. You'll notice I have the screws taken out because we're going to take a little look-see at the inside. Okay, here's a look at the inside. Pretty clean. Back years ago when I did the LED swap and pulled the face apart to service the volume and squelch pot because they were very scratchy, I did not wire tie the wires back up, so it doesn't have that factory look at the moment. At that time, I just was out of black wire ties. However, I have black wire ties now, so I will get on that. All but about 5 capacitors are original, and I am going to do a recap on this. Actually, I've already started. Set bias on this, and I'm sitting at about 4 watts dead key on AM. And unfortunately, my soldering station kind of blew out on me, so that's why I have not finished my recap. So we're going to get on that. Get back on that. And here are the old caps. So anyway, we'll get back on that. But I really like the layout of this rig. I like this 409 chassis. It's got a good sound to it. Sounds pretty good on AM. And it is one heck of a radio on single sideband. I think that's where it really shines. But yeah, that's the inside of that. Pretty neat rig. So let's plug it into power and take a look and see what we're getting for RF output. This has not been peaked or tweaked at all. Like I said, I just set the bias control on there and then swapped out a few caps. So basically it's pretty much bone stock. Okay, so I have the radio hooked back up to power, and the dummy load, I'm running a 1500 watt dry dummy load. And I'm using one of my favorite stock mics of all time, the Caliber stock mic. Very rugged mic and kind of a hot mic for a stock mic, actually. So what we're going to do is we're going to dial up the mic gain, and I am looking at the bottom scale currently, and we will dead key this on AM, just a hair under 4 watts, and hello, 1, swinging to almost 6, so I'm going to say it's about 5. Let's just be realistic about that. On single sideband, we are getting a nice healthy 12 watts here, 10 to 12 watts RMS, 1, 2, hello, with a peak of hello radio, about 18. So not bad performance-wise at all. And what we'll do now is we'll go into feel-good wattses. Again, we're on the bottom scale, 100-watt slug. And on single sideband, just talking normally, we're just roughly around 20, 22 watts. We'll go back to AM. And we are somewhere right around 16 to 18 watts. And, you know, these peak reading kits, I've had a couple of these on various bird meters. And when you go into peak mode, you'll see now that I'm getting about a 3-watt reading. Hello, radio, 1, 2. So anyway, I'm not really a fan of peak reading. I'm kind of old school. RMS watts means more to me. I want to see this thing traveling upwards. I don't want to see a reverse swing. So we're not building amplifiers here. We're not trying to impress people. We're just kind of going with real world wattses. So that's basically it. Anyway, I thought you guys would enjoy that. My Uniden President Grant. Nice solid little unit. And going to recap that. And, well, it's going back on the shelf. Alrighty. Please leave questions or comments down below. And thanks for watching.